Hey everybody, so I got a couple new lock boxes for your firearms, and I couldn't really decide which one to go with. There were so many different options. I decided, you know what, I'm going to get a couple different ones, because I do need a couple different ones. And then I will compare them and give you an idea for anybody else who's trying to figure it out as well. Okay, so this one is the awesafe, and then this one is the AINIRO. They're both highly rated. They both are great lock boxes, but they both have different features, at least a little bit. Let's start off with the awesafe here. Now the awesafe, this one's a lot heavier duty. I mean, it's a lot heavier too. And so this one, you got either the key, you got a code, or a fingerprint that you could do. And you can store up to 100 fingerprints with this one. I would recommend doing a couple of fingerprints at least, because you never know what could happen. I mean, you could injure your finger, maybe you could lose your finger, you just never know. Just do a couple of them. Hopefully you never have to have that issue, but get a couple, be safe and sorry. All right, so like I said, you could use the key, and you'll want to make sure that you keep these keys aside. Don't put them in the box, don't lock them in there. Now it's got this little gas shock in here that's going to open it up for you. Now you got a decent amount of space. You can actually fit a couple different firearms in here. I'll use a little toy one just to give you an idea of how much space. This one's a little bit larger, so it's definitely going to take up a lot of space. But I could fit my Torch G3 and also my 38 Special both in here at the same time. There's not much more room other than that, but you can do it. All right, so besides the key, you also have your combinations. So I'm trying to remember what I did with this one. There we go. I had to remember what code I put for this one. Okay, so you got your combination code, and also there is a set button. You'll have to remove the battery tray and remove the batteries. There's a little set button in there. You'll press that button, and to set it up, you press the 1, and it'll tell you to put the code. You'll do your code. Then to do your fingerprints, you're going to do that set button, and then you're going to press 2. Then you're going to set your fingerprint, and then you're good. It's super easy to set it up. And then, like I said, you also got your fingerprint, which works really well. And again, make sure you do a couple fingerprints on there. So this is the awesafe. And also there are a couple holes in here where you can mount this. They come with a couple bolts that you can mount it. Okay, so now we have the AINIRO one. And this one is just a little bit different. It's not quite as large. It's not quite as heavy. But this one is also good for traveling, also good for locking it up in your vehicle, which is why I chose this one personally. It also does come with a lock cable, so you can cable this like around underneath your seat. Now, somebody can still cut this and they can still take it, but normally for a smash and grab, they're getting in, getting out really fast. If there's something that's locked, they skip it, they move on to the next vehicle and get the heck out of there. So it's definitely good to have one of these, but even if they did cut it and they take it, you did do some due diligence to try to keep that from happening. Because if people take it, you are liable. Okay, so this one, it actually has a handle too that comes out, so you can easily carry this. Like I said, this one's a travel one, and you can take this like in hotels for you. You know, like I said, lock your stuff up underneath your seat. You know, let's say you go to the courthouse or even a post office. Technically, by law, you're not allowed to carry your firearm in. So if you're a concealed carrier and you're wanting to leave it in your car, this is the best option to do for that. All right, so for our fingerprint, and it kind of gives that little bit of a tone, and then it kind of springs open for you. There's also a little blue LED light in there, so if it's dark, you can see it just a little bit better. There is like an egg crate foam in here, and then there's a little bit more foam underneath that, and that will help protect your firearms as well. There is this little bag at the top where you can store some stuff in. I'm not exactly sure what you'd really put in there. I guess you could put something valuable or some ammo or something and it would work. Or maybe you want to keep money in that and just keep this locked. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with that. And then we have our code.
Validation failed.
If you get the code wrong, it will speak to you and tell you validation failed. Of course, if you get the code right, it springs open for you. All right, so one thing that is different between this and the awesafe is that this one actually has RFID cards. You can keep one of these on your keychain or throw it in your wallet, and then you just come up and you just put it on there, and it will unlock it for you. Now, I don't think I programmed the other one. I think I only did this one.
Validation failed.
Yeah, so the other one's not going to work. You do have to program them in. And when you're doing the settings on this one, it's kind of similar to the other one, except that there's 3 buttons in here. And there's going to be an OK, a set, and an exit button. What you're going to do is you're going to press the set button 3 times fairly quickly. And it is going to speak to you. It's going to tell you to set up a master code. Set up that master code, which has to be 5 to 15 digits. And then you'll press the OK. It's going to move to the next step. It's going to tell you to do your fingerprint. and then you hit OK, and then it's going to have you do the RFD card after that. And then you're done. Super easy to set it up and get going with it. Oh, forgot to put that in. But you can see how quick it is to get in here. If you had to get in here super quick, you can. Yeah, keep this on your nightstand. Now, this isn't going to keep a burglar from just taking off with it or breaking into it. Now, for me, it's mostly just to have it locked when I need it and to keep the kids out. My kids are pretty respectful around weapons, and they stay away from them. But you just never know this day and age, and I would rather have it locked just in case. But anyway, these are the two lock boxes. I think they're both great, actually, and it's going to depend on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that's going to be more for at home, and it's a little bit more heavy duty, definitely consider the awesafe. This one is really good. I really, really like this one. And then the AINIRO, if you need one for traveling or for your vehicle, definitely pick up this one, because this one's not going to lock up in your vehicle, but this one will. But anyway, I hope that gives you an idea between the two and helps you make a decision. Or maybe you'll be like me and just get them both because you need them both. But anyway, that is the awesafe and the AINIRO.